Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show. And today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin dominance breakdown. Has it bottomed out? Is it time to get out of altcoins? What is Bitcoin doing? We're going to talk about that and a whole bunch more. Before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people, and it does, of course, help support the channel. And if you're a first-time viewer, welcome. Smash that subscribe button and you'll get the daily updates. So let's look at, first of all, this long-term trend line here for Bitcoin dominance. You can see here it stretches back quite some ways, all the way back to 2023, okay? And so we can see that we are coming up on that. We're going to have a look at Bitcoin dominance in just a moment. But let's first of all, before we do that, let's look at the Bitcoin price and let's look at some key levels here for Bitcoin. Now, of course, we know we're in this inverse head and shoulders pattern here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, technical target up to $145,000. Is it going to get there is the question. Technical targets aren't always met, but quite often they are. So here we have here, of course, we had the wedge breakout, which I called to $117,000. We also had a bull flag breakout target. I got the wedge breakout target to 117 right on the button, and the bull flag breakout target almost got to that level. And of course, it still can get to that $125,000 level there. However, we are seeing a little bit of a pullback in this situation. Now, I want to flip to the daily time frame here and just see our friend, the 9 EMA, on the daily time frame. And really, there has been some tests of this area and has held the line. That line currently is at 117, about 117,400. Now, if we were to lose that level, I would say a close behind it, below it on the daily, and then another open and close below it. That would send some alarm bells that we are going to look to come back to possibly that 110, 112, $110,000 level and completely fill the fair value gap that is just sitting here. There's a gaping hole with little to no volume in there. And so if we were to lose this level, I would expect a drop, first of all, down to about 115,000. That's where the 20 EMA is on the daily. And then, of course, 112, around that 112,000, and then 110,000 there. And that could fill that fair value gap. So buying off these levels, if you take in little short trades there, just small little scalps, this has been a nice level here since we got above it. And, of course, there you have the Tribal Trades indicator. Gave that early buy signal back down there at around $100,000 there. That's when we got in our latest Bitcoin trade. And then, of course, this has moved to the upside, the 9 crossing over the 20. We know what tends to happen there. A short little pullback and then another little Tribal Trades buy signal. But if you'd missed out down here, this was another opportunity to get in here before it took off like a rocket ship. And, of course, we doesn't seem to go very far from the 9. Every time we get a little bit overextended from the 9, it does come back to it, and we've done the same thing here. We get overextended from it, and it does come back to the 9. If that 9 is able to hold that level, then that can be another nice little entry. Now, we do have, of course, again, this bull flag pattern that hasn't quite played out. There you can see the flagpole. There you can see the flag and is trying to break out, and maybe we'll see that get to that 125,000. That's still in play. So the wedge breakout that I gave here, this worked out perfectly. There is a wedge pattern, bullish wedge pattern. I gave the technical target of 117,000 on that one. Then we got this bull flag. I gave another technical target of 125. And of course, we've got the inverse head and shoulders to 145,000. Now, of course, Bitcoin, as with all the other cryptos for me, are still just a trade. Historically, this is getting close to the end of what has traditionally been the end of the 4-year cycle, somewhere between September and November. I have called from the very start of this bull run, the top would be, in what I felt would be the top for Bitcoin would be September there. Some believe that there could be a super cycle and it will just continue and the 4-year cycle of broken. Of course, that is a possibility that we have to consider. And so, as many of you know, that I did sell cryptos back at the end of May, and then I was able to get back in again here in June. And we do have a red dot on the daily. However, we haven't lost the 9 EMA on the daily. If we lose that, then that would confirm to me that we are looking to come down to maybe that 110 level. And then that's when I would look to get back in the trade, unless, of course, we were going into a bear market there. But, of course, on the weekly time frame, we don't have any signal at all. And so I'll also be taking that into consideration. We do have that nice buy level there on the 23rd of June, the tribal trades indicator, one indicator to rule them all. And of course, we do have an oversold signal, but we don't have any bearish reversal signal on the weekly time frame there. And you can see where the volume does start to kick in there around this level here. So that's the concern, that we just could come all the way back to this 110, 111, 112,000 level. And also the 50-day moving average is sitting around there as well. So that would be a logical place for this to come, okay? So that's my technical analysis on Bitcoin. The levels to the upside, the 125. Of course, we've got the 123 Fibonacci level there as well, and the 145. And then to the downside, if we do lose that 9 EMA, then that possibility of coming down to that 110K level becomes a lot stronger. Let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance, and what we can see here, of course, the tribal trades indicator showing before it dropped, and it is an early indicator that can help get in and out of positions. It really does catch trend reversals. And this is always the number one question that I get asked, when to know to buy, and then how do you know that it's just going to be a dip that keeps dipping? I don't want to buy a dip that keeps dipping. I want to try and time the bottoms more effectively and get out at the tops more effectively. And this isn't going to give you the exact top or the exact bottom. Sometimes it does, of course. Sometimes it doesn't, but it's going to give you a pretty close top and bottom. And this just helps to know when to start buying and when to start selling. Now, we do have where Bitcoin dominance is now oversold region there, and we don't have any kind of reversal yet, but we are on the 50-week moving average. That's a bull market support line for cryptos, and for Bitcoin dominance, it is finding support. If we were to lose this level here, that would be very, very good for altcoins, and we could see this go down to the downside even further. If we go on the daily time frame here, we can see that we haven't had a death cross yet. That would be the 50-day moving average going below the 200. So if this move is going to be extended, then we do need to lose this 50-week moving average. Otherwise, it's really just another small little alt season pump that is getting seemingly less and less each time. If we go to total 2, we see this has been a really nice move. Look again on the 23rd of June, the tribal trades indicator, that was the time that signals, hey, it's time to get into altcoins. Isn't signaling a time to get out at the moment. And of course, the last little one that we had here for the tribal trades indicator actually was back here in the beginning of April. If we actually go to the weekly time frame, this will show it a little bit cleaner for you here. As you can see it, there it is there, the tribal trades indicator, even there in April. There was a second chance to get in here on the 23rd of June. We saw the previous one back on September, and that rolled all the way through to December. And then the tribal trades indicator spotted a trend reversal, and then that would have been the time to get out of all your altcoins. And then, it would have been a bit of a wait, by the way, to come down and be patient and wait then to get into the altcoins there all the way down there in April, and then gave you a second chance there. So we'll be waiting to see what happens there. We're not even past the peak of December, and most altcoins have not even put in a new all-time high from their December highs, some of the January highs. that they had put in. But I do want to have a look at a couple of altcoins, so we'll keep an eye on. I'll update here if I do jump out of any of my altcoin positions or my Bitcoin positions based off the Bitcoin price, the altcoin total 2, which is the entire, this is the entire market cap of altcoins. That's every altcoin in there. Total 3, by the way, is all the altcoins minus Ethereum, which has been on a little bit of a tear as of late, which has really helped the altcoin total 2 market cap really grow there to the upside. So we'll see how that plays out. There's no trend reversal at the moment. Remember the number one rule of trading: the trend is your friend until the end, and then you start a new trend. Now, one of the other trades that I had given at $154, both in the Discord and here in YouTube. We have a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. There was the target to the upside. It has surpassed that target. We're now finding a little bit of resistance at about 190, and it is looking a little bit overcooked. So this is not something that I would be jumping in at the moment. But remember what tends to happen when we get away from the 9 EMA. Look how we got away from the 9 EMA. We came back to it. And so that would be where I would be looking to get back in at about $175 there on that trade. And that does seem a long way away from where it is. But of course, this is a moving average, the exponential moving average. So this could be a different price tomorrow. So just keep an eye on that and make sure you have it on your charts. Tau was a trade that I gave in the Tribal Trades Discord today at 422, just a couple of hours ago. And so those people who took the trades in the Tribal Trades Discord, you get them there first, already up hugely on that trade. So well done if you took the trade. And somebody that has been taking the trades in the Tribal Trades Discord is April Parker. Just continues to absolutely take the trades that I give, plus her own trades that she takes. There, a nice trade on XLM. That wasn't one of my trades. Just learning to take great trades and identify great entries, and then making sure she gets out in profits. But she was trading on my way to church. Nikola Tesla, Jesus approves. There you go. And absolutely fantastic. And I just love this. Here, over 17,000 on stocks and up over 15,000 on crypto. Thanks Tribal Trader and his teaching in this amazing Discord. You're awesome. And it really is a family. I renamed it, instead of the Tribal Trades community, it's a Tribal Trades family. Really is a family of traders in there. And it's not just for day traders, also longer term investors there. As you can see, you could have gotten in your altcoins on the 23rd of June and still be holding them there, as I am with my Solana trade, which I just showed, the Tau trade as well, which I just showed. And this is where I teach the 3 portfolios that I have. The short-term portfolio, those are my trades that I take just in the day. I try and get in and out of them that day. And then the medium time frame trades, usually they take around about a week to play out. And then, of course, my weekly trades, which is for the more longer term investors, that will roll out from, can take many weeks and sometimes months to play out. The SPY trade that I gave back in April is still going up from about $480 all the way up to about $630 on the S&P 500. And so whatever kind of trader that you are or that you prefer, the Tribal Trades Discord does accommodate all kinds and styles of traders and has trade setups for all different kinds of trades. And of course, the Tribal Trades Indicator, which is a paid indicator, you get it as part of joining the Tribal Trades Discord, as well as the Life-Changing Gains Trading course, all of our great setup, stocks plays, crypto plays that we have out there. Now, of course, the Tribal Trades Discord at the moment is closed. We had it open during June, and for the first week of July, we will open it again, and you can get priority access by getting on the wait list. How do you get on the wait list? I'm so glad you asked. There is a link below in the description of this video. You might need to click the more button, and that will pop open, and that will then, there is a link there, and you can get on the wait list for the Tribal Trades Discord. I will let you know soon when we will be opening that again in the future. However, you can get even earlier access, because from time to time we do have people that do not renew their subscription for one reason or another, and then I am able to move people off the wait list into the Tribal Trades Discord. Well, that's all we have time for today, and of course, until the next episode, or until I see you in the Discord, happy trading.